From enormous forest creatures, giants seen on mountains, to the last footage of people who forever disappeared in forests. These are a few of the things we will look at, so stick to the end. This video starts with a chilling narrative detailing how authorities were dispatched to a forest to investigate a disturbing incident involving an alleged Bigfoot that reportedly killed and consumed a man. To aid their search, they install a trail camera in the snowy, mountainous forest. The first footage captured by this camera reveals a large, black, hairy creature moving between the trees. Despite the snow and distance, the image is reasonably clear, showing the creature standing on two legs, resembling the legendary Bigfoot. The video then transitions to a second piece of footage featuring two deer. Initially, the deer appear calm, but gradually, one becomes increasingly agitated and nervous, as if sensing a looming threat. This video, with its apparent sighting of a creature resembling Bigfoot and the subsequent behavior of the deer, leaves an unsettling feeling. The idea that something so mysterious and potentially dangerous could be lurking in the forest makes me think twice before I decide to go camping. In this video, a man films the peak of a towering mountain. As he zooms in, the camera reveals a surprising sight atop the mountain, a large black figure, its size and shape evoking the image of the legendary Bigfoot. The figure's presence on the cloud, enshrouded peak, adds a layer of mystery and intrigue to the footage. The contrast between the distant lofty peak and the striking silhouette of the figure is striking. Watching this, one can't help but feel a sense of unease mixed with fascination. The possibility of such a creature like Bigfoot existing in such remote and inaccessible places stirs the imagination and curiosity. In this video, a man is hiking through a forest, likely in autumn, as indicated by the leafless trees. He spots a black, hairy creature off the side of the path, piquing his curiosity. Intrigued, he follows the figure with his camera as it crosses the path, moving calmly and seemingly unaware of being observed. The creature walks on 2 feet, adding to the mystery. As the man continues to film, he momentarily loses sight of the creature among the trees, but persists and manages to recapture its image. This peculiar detail leads to speculation about the creature's identity. The calm demeanor of the creature, especially in the presence of a human, is intriguing. It doesn't exhibit any predatory behavior, which casts doubt on the idea of it being a dangerous entity like a dogman. This raises questions about the authenticity of the video. The footage leaves an unsettling feeling. Is that really the best footage to date of a real dogman, or is it fake? In this video, captured by a trail camera in a forest at night, we see an intriguing and somewhat eerie image. The camera records a large, hairy creature lurking among the trees, its 2 eyes shining in the darkness. The creature's size and appearance evoke the image of Bigfoot, a legendary figure in folklore. The forest's nocturnal setting adds a mysterious aura to the footage, with the creature's glowing eyes intensifying the sense of mystery. It's difficult to determine exactly what the creature is due to the limited visibility and the camera's position. Watching this video leaves an unsettling feeling, especially with the creature's resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. It's a reminder of how much remains unknown about the natural world, particularly in the depths of the forest at night. This video narrates the chilling story of a man named Jeff who went solo camping and mysteriously vanished. His personal items, such as his wallet, medical inhaler, and camera, were later discovered in the forest. Intriguingly, the camera contained footage from the night Jeff disappeared. In the footage, Jeff captures a large humanoid figure with no discernible face. The figure abruptly vanishes, sparking Jeff's curiosity to venture deeper into the forest in search of it. The video then cuts off, leaving the fate of Jeff unknown. The footage, especially with the sudden appearance and disappearance of the strange figure, makes me really nervous. It leaves me with questions about what Jeff might have encountered in the forest that night. In this chilling video, a policeman is recording while driving on a road at night when he notices a figure in the distance. Initially, it's unclear what the figure is. But as the policeman approaches with his car, the figure becomes more distinct. It appears to be a human, possibly a woman, draped in a white cloak and holding a stick. The sight is deeply unsettling. The policeman, visibly frightened, stops the car and starts yelling, attempting to drive the figure away from the street. However, the situation escalates as the figure, instead of moving away, starts running aggressively towards the car. This reaction sends the policeman into a panic, causing him to drive backwards frantically. As the video concludes with the figure at the side of the car and the policeman's terrified screams, it leaves a haunting impression. The figure's behavior and appearance in the desolate road at night evoke thoughts of something supernatural, possibly a witch, adding a layer of fear and mystery to the encounter. This video, captured by a street surveillance camera, shows a young boy playing alone in a park, surrounded by trees. Suddenly, the calm scene takes a dramatic turn when a dog appears, chasing a bear. It becomes clear that the bear had been dangerously close to the unsuspecting child, and the dog's intervention potentially saved the boy from a hazardous encounter. The presence of a bear so close to a child is alarming, and the dog's quick response is both brave and crucial. The bear, seemingly startled by the dog, is driven away from the park area. The footage leaves a lasting impression of the unexpected nature of wildlife encounters, especially in areas frequented by people. This incident could have taken a much more dangerous turn, if not for the timely intervention of the courageous dog. In this intriguing video, filmed from the perspective of a driver on the road, we witness an unexpected and baffling event. The driver is following a heavy tonnage truck, when suddenly the truck makes a swift turn, as if trying to avoid something. Initially, the reason for this abrupt maneuver is unclear. However, the mystery deepens as the camera reveals a man in a lab coat appearing seemingly out of nowhere on the right side of the truck. The suddenness of his appearance raises questions, as he was definitely not visible before. This unusual occurrence gives the impression that the man might have teleported onto the road, although this seems far-fetched. The video leaves me with a strange feeling, primarily due to the inexplicable appearance of the man in the lab coat. The incident seems to defy logical explanation, adding a sense of wonder and unease. In this video, captured by a surveillance camera in an office, we observe a typical work scene. A man is engaged in a video conference when suddenly his demeanor changes. He appears startled and begins to look around anxiously, as if he's heard something alarming. The calm of the office is abruptly shattered when a squirrel unexpectedly jumps into the room, causing a chaotic reaction. The man, clearly terrified, responds with a scream, grabs a bat, and jumps onto his desk in a frantic attempt to avoid the small intruder. The video captures the humorous yet startling effect a small animal like a squirrel can have when it enters an unexpected environment like an office. This video, recorded by surveillance cameras inside a house, captures a series of eerie occurrences that suggest a paranormal presence. The first footage shows a girl playing with her dolls. Notably, in the corner of the room, another doll dressed in a purple dress with two ponytails exhibits strange behavior. Its head slowly moves on its own, stirring questions about a possible ghostly presence in the house. In the second footage, taken in a different room, the same girl is seen doing her homework. Initially, papers on the table start moving abruptly, startling the girl and causing her to flee the room. Upon her return, the unexplained movements resume. Papers flutter again, her pencil box falls to the floor, and the table begins to shift by itself, as if manipulated by an unseen force. The incidents in this video, particularly the unexplained movements of inanimate objects, leave an unsettling impression. It suggests the presence of a ghost, seemingly intent on making its presence felt. As a hiker ventured deeper into the forest, a mysterious sight halted him in his tracks. Heart racing, he fumbled for his phone, ready to capture the uncanny scene that lay directly in front of him. The camera's focus shifts, revealing an enigmatic figure with an oddly shaped head, gazing downward as if sensing something beyond trees. But what is weird is that this creature seems to walk on two and looking around in a human-like manner. Yet we can clearly see it's not human. Suddenly, it straightened, revealing its towering stature and massive hunched back that set it apart from any known creature. Emerging from the trees, it paused, its watchful eyes scanning the surroundings once more before its gaze slowly turned, locking onto the direction of the hiker. Time seemed to stand still as the hiker's fear clashed with his determination to remain hidden. The creature's intense gaze held him captive, his heart pounding in his chest. Then, as if breaking a spell, the creature averted its gaze and continued its silent journey through the woods, disappearing from view and bringing the video to an eerie close. While much about the video remains a mystery, the creature's behavior hints at a deliberate avoidance of being seen, shrouding itself in an air of unsettling secrecy. Residents of a small town in Asia reported that at night, they heard sounds coming from an abandoned cave a few kilometers away from the town. So one night, they decided to search the cave to find out the cause of the strange sound. But upon entering the cave, they found something very disturbing. They caught sight of a woman on all four limbs, and as they approached her, she began making her way towards them in a very frightening manner. Her face was pale white, and her eyes were very chilling to look into. But the most terrifying thing was the way she crawled towards them. The people were terrified and confused about what the old lady was doing in the abandoned cave, why she was on her four limbs, and if she was the one making the strange sounds they heard at night. This video was uploaded to TikTok by a biker named Josie Maria. He and his pals decided to go for a bike ride on a dirt road one night. They were having fun cruising along when something really spooky got caught on Josie's camera. In the video, Josie breaks away from the biker in front and takes a different path. But as he turns onto this narrow trail, his bike's light shines on something in the middle of the road. It's quick, like a blink, and you'll miss it moment. But what he saw was super creepy. It looked a lot like a woman wearing a black gown with long brown hair covering her face. And because it was so late at night, some folks might think it could be a ghost. Sure, there might be people saying it was just a tree trunk or something, but the way Jose reacted right away shows he wasn't so sure about that. What do you think? Could it have been something spooky? In a quiet house, a woman was alone with her dog when suddenly the lights went out, leaving everything dark. She was puzzled by the problem and heard a noise outside. Armed with a flashlight and her phone, she went to investigate and found something unexpected. When she looked out of the window, she saw her gate opening and closing on its own, even though there was no wind. She got curious and looked around for an explanation, and that's when she spotted something really scary. With her flashlight, she aimed it towards the gate and saw what seemed like a person in black clothes staring back at her. Imagine being alone in the dark with a strangely dressed person outside your gate. That would give anyone goosebumps. The woman was scared too, but she needed to be sure of what she saw. So she got a brighter flashlight, and when she returned, something weird happened. Instead of the person, she saw a black cat in the same spot. But she was convinced she had seen a person, so she kept looking. And then, on the other side of the gate, she saw the same figure in black clothes. She got really scared and quickly turned off her flashlight. At that moment, she heard 3 loud bangs on her door. The video ends there, and we don't know what happened to the woman that night, but it feels like something you'd see in a scary movie. A bunch of close friends embark on a wild rowing adventure down a turbulent river. The waves are crashing, and the excitement is palpable. One of them grabs his camera, ready to capture the thrills. Little did he know, he'd capture something far beyond thrilling. As the guy in his one-man boat battles against the force of the river, the camera's lens suddenly spots a mysterious movement at the left edge of the frame. From behind a gnarled tree emerges a figure, shrouded in an eerie aura. In that fleeting moment, its massive physique comes into focus. A hulking upper body that exudes an air of intimidation. It's as if the legendary enigma, Bigfoot, has stepped right out of the shadows. The guys, lost in the rush of the adventure, were completely clueless about the extraordinary sight they'd just caught on camera. But imagine their mix of exhilaration and unease when they later watched the recording, realizing that they had unwittingly brushed against something far more mystifying than they could have ever imagined. This video was recorded in Caledonia Street, Scotland. A pair of tourists decided to take a leisurely nighttime stroll down this quiet street. One of them thought it'd be cool to record the adventure on his phone. Little did he know, he was about to capture something way more than he bargained for. In the video, these tourists are walking along, and they come across this old, eerie-looking house. You know, the kind you'd expect to see in a horror movie. They're peering around when all of a sudden, they spot some movement up in a flat's window. Now, this is where things get seriously strange. You see, that house is in a place called Clune Park Estate, and it's got a spooky reputation. It's this rundown, isolated spot that's supposed to be torn down soon. But what happens next shatters the idea that it's abandoned. After catching that movement in the window, they focus on it, and guess what? Someone's peering out from behind the glass, then quickly ducks away. But here's the kicker. This someone isn't like your everyday person. Nope, not at all. This figure's got a head that's all sorts of wrong. Dark patches around the eyes, and get this, something that looks like a horn on its forehead. It's like something out of a nightmare. The video ends with the tourists rushing towards the door, probably wanting to get an explanation for whatever they just witnessed. There are supposed to be 430 flats in that estate, but only 20 people live there. After seeing this video, you'd probably agree that it's not just humans who call that place home. This footage comes from a guy who's been dealing with some freaky stuff going down in his house for a few weeks. So he sets up a camera in the room where most of the weirdness has been happening. And what he captures? It's the stuff of nightmares. He's out having drinks with his buddies when his phone notifies him. It's the camera telling him there's movement in the house. You can bet he's feeling a mix of curiosity and straight up dread as he checks it out. In the video, we're looking at what seems to be a regular storage room. Nothing unusual at first glance. But then something way off starts happening. An object at the back of the room starts shifting, like someone's actually moving it. But here's the kicker. No one should be in the house. When you zoom in, it's like someone or something pokes their head out, stares right into the camera for a brief, heart-stopping second, and then pulls back. Now, that's freaky on its own. But here's what makes it a horror show. This person or thing knew exactly where the camera was. They knew their way around his house. After watching this, I'm willing to bet the homeowner found somewhere else to spend the night, and possibly the rest of the weekend as well. A man and his cat were having a chill time at night at his residence when suddenly he heard something drop in his room closet. Since they were alone in the apartment, he grabbed his phone and began recording. As the video begins, we see the cat standing next to the closet and looking up above like there is something or someone there. Then, out of nowhere, the closet cotton is flung open without an indication as to who or what opened it. This strange phenomenon sends even the cat scampering away as the homeowner stands in confusion about what he just witnessed. But in a bid to find an explanation, the homeowner enters the closet and experiences something frightening.
I don't know what the hell it is. No. Oh, hell no.
During his inspection, a plastic container from a shelf falls to the ground and comes to rest beside his work table. This forces the homeowner to abandon the inspection and possibly his house too. The video ends there, and although there is no concrete explanation for any of this, it would be extremely terrifying for anyone to be in that situation. A group of teenagers went on an adventure in the woods surrounding their town, and on their way back, they got lost. They decided to take a recording of the place to let someone outside direct them out of the forest, but they captured something terrifying. In the video, the man with the camera films the forest and then turns it towards his friends. Only 3 people came with him into the woods, but somehow there are now 4 people behind him, and it becomes clear who the newcomer is. We see what looks like a dark shadow behind the 3 friends. It had the frame of a human but the presence and motion of a ghost. The 3 friends probably thought they were being pranked by the guy recording because the shadow man hid away before they could see him. They definitely had chills when they got to watch the video. At home with his family at night, a homeowner's attention is brought to some disturbance in his backyard. With a flashlight in hand, he goes to check it out, but meets something unexpected. As the video begins, he goes into the forest by the backyard in search of the source of the noise and notices movement behind a tree.
Hey, you're gonna get away from my house, okay?
But isn't able to make anything of it. So he adjusts the brightness on his flashlight while approaching the tree and is spooked by what he sees. Out of nowhere, a head peers out from behind the tree and drops back shortly after. And even with the poor lighting, the creature can be seen to have dark hair and dark eyes. Who or what was she, and what was she doing in the homeowner's backyard late at night? Well, the homeowner didn't wait to find out as he took off into his house, locked all the doors, and had a long, quiet, sleepless night. A security staff was on shift at his company's control room. He observed the surveillance videos of the building and noticed something peculiarly odd, so he decided to film it. The video shows the live footage of an empty office in the company. Suddenly, in a dark corner of the office, Something is moving in a sideways motion as it disappears and appears multiple times. Upon close inspection, the unknown floating object resembles a face with dark eyes and a wide mouth. And that is more believable because as the face moves, the light from the monitor screen on the table gets covered, showing that as the head moves, the body moves as well. Now we might know that the figure has human-like features, but that doesn't explain its eerie motions and disappearing acts. The video leaves a lot to the imagination, so we'll never know if it was a result of the light deflection, a strange human, or the office ghost. Two brothers were out in their home's backyard, enjoying a game of fetch with their dog. Suddenly, things become less enjoyable, as one of them sees something startling in the forests nearby. He looks into the forest and sees something staring right back in his direction, like it had been watching him all the while. But that wasn't as scary as what he saw next. The creature, which appeared to have been crouching before, suddenly springs up on its legs, revealing its frightening length, and starts walking towards the boys. The creature had what appeared to be black fur covering its entire body and could easily be mistaken for a monkey or a bear, but it walked with so much coordination that some people might associate the creature to be the well-known Bigfoot. The creature approached the boys and flung his very long hands sporadically in the air, which signaled that he wasn't happy to see them. And the boys got the message as they retreated into their home. The video ends there, but the boys will always be very wary that their not-so-friendly next-door neighbor is a territorial Bigfoot. Out on a night stroll through the forest, a man took out his phone to capture the night sky and the forest scenery. While recording, he walks past a tree, notices something behind it, and backtracks to take a closer look at what would be a truly terrifying sight. He gets to the tree and points his phone flashlight to see two bright eyes shining directly at him. Upon close inspection, the eyes appear to be that of a male human, as we see a hand by its side. He also appears to be shirtless as he stares at the passerby without end. The man wastes no time, as his stroll becomes a frantic race out of the forest. Mitchell was at home, honing her drum skills on a drum set belonging to her out-of-town brother. And her mom, quick to seize the moment, decides to capture the scene on video. But what she captures is not just a cool drum session. As the camera rolls, Mitchell's mom moves around, showing off the room. But here's where things go haywire. In the closet, a figure pops up. I'm talking about some girl with pitch black hair, wearing a semi-see-through white gown. And get this, Michelle and her mom are the only ones home. Oblivious to the fact that they're not actually alone. Michelle's drumming her heart out, the ghost in the closet watching it all go down. And then comes the big reveal. The camera swings back to the closet, and guess what? It's empty. That's right, the figure's gone. And that's when it hits. They were chilling with a ghost, and they had zero clue about it. The video cuts off there, but you can imagine that the mom and Michelle had a serious chat about moving out after seeing that footage. A tourist discovered a psychiatric hospital that had been closed down for several years due to numerous reports of paranormal events. He then strolls around the property while recording and catches something you'd expect to see in a horror flick. He's wandering around, filming his adventure, when he points his camera toward the windows. And then, out of nowhere, there's movement. You see it too, right? At the top left window, something's moving past it. But here's the kicker. This hospital's been closed up like no one's supposed to be there. And there's no way anyone should be walking past those windows. So, what the heck is going on? Think about it. There are only a couple of explanations here. Either it's some tricky play of light on the window that's messing with our minds, Or it's something way more spine-chilling. A ghost, maybe, haunting those abandoned halls. Now, here's the freaky part. The guy with the camera. He's totally clueless about what he just caught on tape. He just keeps on exploring, not realizing the can of worms he's opened. Imagine having all those questions bubbling up in your head and no answers in sight. It's the kind of thing that'd make you think twice about ever going near that place again. Driving across town at night, a family stops briefly to stretch out their legs. Then, they spot something on the other side of the road and begin recording. As the video begins, we see a figure emerge from the tree and appear to be hiding from the family, something which it fails at. It has a black coat around it and is taller than an average human, which are all characteristics of the creature often referred to as Bigfoot. After observing safely from a distance, the family stopped recording, got into their vehicle, and resumed the journey to get as far away from the creature as possible. Trail cameras are strategically placed in forests to capture the beauty of nature and its creatures. However, sometimes they manage to capture something quite different, something far, far away from the usual beauty. This video comes from a wildlife camera recording a forest at night. In the recording, we can see that there's a movement in the distance in bushes, and it's not immediately clear what it is. But the unsettling part comes when we realize that this movement is of a mysterious presence, and it isn't moving away. It's actually coming towards the camera. As this eerie figure approaches, we can make out its head and a boxy body, but no arms. What's even creepier is that while its head appears human-like, its body doesn't resemble any known creature on Earth. Whatever this terrifying being is, one thing is certain: you wouldn't want it lurking in your backyard. An adventure explorer shared this video on his Facebook page. He used a drone to film a nearby field and stumbled upon an abandoned house in the midst of the field. Next, what he captured on film is like something from a chilling nightmare. In the video, we can see the worn-out and deserted house standing in the field. At first glance, everything appears ordinary, but as the drone moves to the back of the property, it reveals an open door. Inside that doorway, a human-like figure is hunched over, engrossed in eating something. What's eerie is that this figure, with its pale white appearance, moves like a wild dog. The way it eats and moves is just unsettling and terrifying. What could this creature be? A nightcrawler or perhaps a skinwalker? It's up to you to decide. Deserted islands are a paradise for those who crave adventure, offering endless exploration. Yet these islands also have secrets that human eyes weren't meant to witness. This video is captured by a drone camera sent to one such abandoned island. The footage first showcases the island's natural beauty and a glimpse of a small, forsaken cottage. After that, another abandoned house comes into view, its entrance blocked by a massive wooden piece. And then the drone flies off. Did you catch it? Let's zoom in a bit closer. As we zoom in on the glass window of this abandoned house, we notice a shadowy form materializing on it, only to vanish after a few moments. This figure looks like a shadow of a really tall person. However, the island has remained abandoned for a decade now, so there's no explanation for who or what that presence could be. Luckily, the explorer chose to use a drone to document this eerie encounter rather than going there in person. One can only imagine what might have unfolded had they gone there themselves. During a mountain hike, a hiker suddenly spotted something in the distance and started recording. In the video, we can make out a large creature covered in a thick coat of black fur, moving through the woods. Although we only catch a mere glimpse, it's quite a sight. Some might suggest it's just an ape, but the way it's walking on two legs isn't typical for an ape. Moreover, its immense size and body structure are resembling a Bigfoot. The mix of awe and fear that this creature evokes is quite a feeling. Regardless of whether it turns out to be a Bigfoot or not, the most important thing is that the hiker was safe and sound. This drone video is from Cannock Chase, England. The footage captures a figure dressed in white standing at the forest's edge. The video provides various angles of this figure, with long hair and an enigmatic stance. The figure gazes directly at the drone, which is quite unsettling. Interestingly, this area has witnessed other sightings of the same white-clad entity. Legend suggests it might be the spirit of a victim from the killings that happened in that area. While there's a chance it could be a prank or a cult activity, the intriguing possibility remains. Could the tales of the black-eyed spirits hold some truth? A man named Igor Kryan shared a video on his YouTube, believing he captured the first ever sighting of a Yeti. In the video, a snowy forest stretches ahead, and a creature stands in the foreground, as white as the snow itself. This creature is truly unique, with its size and long arms. Its body shape is resembling that of a snow wolf, but with extra long arms and a distinct frame. Its face also doesn't resemble that of any creature we know. The eerie aspect of this footage is that it appears the Yeti is aware of being watched, its gaze fixed on the person recording. Examining this creature up close is an experience I'd rather never have in my lifetime. Road trips with your family create cherished memories, but sometimes those memories can take a scary turn. This video comes from a family on a road trip. They spot a moose by the roadside and start recording, but what they capture goes beyond the moose.
Oh wow! Il mange, il est tout relax là.
Je peux voir, je peux voir?
Ben tu le vois, regarde dehors.
Non, je vois rien, attends.
You are a star today.
In the forest, another creature can be seen lurking. This cryptid stalker moves restlessly, as if waiting for the right moment. We don't know if it's waiting to pounce on the animal or perhaps on the family in the car. The creature itself doesn't resemble anything familiar. It's hunched over and has an eerie white appearance, reminiscent of the rake. What adds to the fright is that the children are also inside the car, witnessing this from a rather unsafe distance. What's your take on this mysterious encounter? Even hideous evil monsters need to stay in shape to terrorize. This video captures an eerie tall figure on a distant mountain. Strangely, it's not engaged in any horrifying actions. It's simply doing push-ups on the mountainside. As the video zooms in, we notice its lengthy legs and arms extended for each push-up. While it might be tempting to think it's just an exceptionally tall person, comparing its size to the distance and mountain makes us doubt that explanation. What's more, upon closer inspection, the figure seems to possess webbed fingers and a single leg, adding to its unsettling nature. So, what's your take on this? Was it merely a tall individual going on with his mountain workout, or was it an unknown creature getting in shape to terrorize us? Drones have opened up a world of amazing sights that were once beyond our reach. Flying over Canada's calm river, this drone captures an intriguing scene. A creature in the river that resembles a river monster. This unknown aquatic being has a really long body and swims on the water's surface, resembling of a shark's movement. Some might argue it's a collection of algae or debris attached to a fallen tree from the frost, now floating on the water. However, this creature is in motion. Despite the calm waters, it creates ripples around itself, which makes it a living being. Also, another thing to notice is that this thing has snow on its back. so it could be that it was on the ground at nighttime. That means it could be possible that it's a large crocodile. What if it was the first ever real sighting of a monster like Nessie? Witnessing a swarm of birds soaring through the sky on a sunny day is a delight for nature enthusiasts. But when it comes to swarms of bats, it's an entirely different story. This drone recording captures an eerie spectacle. Millions of creatures emerging from a cave in Thailand. What's unsettling is that these aren't your typical birds. They're bats, and they're swarming out of the cave in a way that gives you chills. The video shows an unending wave of bats, creating a massive swarm that seems to stretch indefinitely. They move with a sense of purpose, heading towards an unknown destination. If their trajectory leads them to another cave, that's well and good. But what if their path takes them toward a populated area? Imagine just how terrifying it would have been to find the cave while all of them were still inside. A Reddit user shared a truly spine-chilling video showing an encounter with what appears to be a white Bigfoot. The footage, which has captivated the online community, showcases a man making his way through the thick darkness of a dense forest, using a flashlight to illuminate his path. As he continues onward, sweeping his flashlight to reveal the path ahead, it suddenly reveals something that sends shivers down the spine. There, in the beam of light, stands a creature, staring right back at him. What sets this encounter apart is the unsettling detail. This creature is white, whereas Bigfoots are typically depicted as black. The man's flashlight casts its glow on the figure, and in response, the creature quickly runs into the shadows before the video comes to an end. Upon close inspection of the creature's face, its head shape and features closely resemble that of a Bigfoot, yet its eyes remain pitch black, not even reflecting the torch. While we may never truly know the identity of this mysterious being, one thing is clear: encountering such a creature during a forest expedition is a scenario best left to the realm of nightmares. A peaceful night at home. A woman prepares for bed when her dog spots something or someone lurking in the shadows, just beyond the living room.
Get ready to go to bed myself. What the f*** is that? What? Oh, God! Fuck!
If their reaction and hers are anything to go by, this isn't a hoax. Watch closely as the apparition appears for mere seconds before vanishing again. We're bringing you some really clear and compelling Bigfoot sightings in this episode of Trail Terror. Watch as this unsuspecting person spots the bipedal creature with its characteristic reddish fur in close proximity. There is the briefest moment where the two face, the beast alerted to the camera person by their panicked shouting. Fortunately, the shy Bigfoot disappears into the forest, avoiding confrontation. A family enjoying a snowy winter walk spot a creature in the distance, scrambling for a phone they capture through zoomed-in footage, what appears to be our elusive, abominable snowman. The creature appears to be basking on a rocky outcrop. In this position, it looks somewhat similar to a grizzly bear. That is, until it stands up. Bigfoot or Big Knot? Let us know what you think in the comments. A blue luminous sphere-like entity is captured in this unsteady, low-res footage. It appears to be glowing independently on the sand and is not being reflected off anything. It is not at once clear whether the sighting is on a beach or a desert. Is this paranormal or extraterrestrial? Hit us up with more info. Somewhere in New Mexico, a woman spots someone moving in the darkness just beyond her window. Reaching for her camera, she captures this man taking a moonlit walk. Strange thing is, he disappears from the frame. At first, he is visible and clear as day, but then he disappears into the fabric of the night. Is this a ghost or a glitch in the Matrix? Security camera footage captures something odd moving amongst the trees, just beyond property's periphery. Watch as a shadowy figure is seen visibly darting between the trees. Although the video quality is somewhat poor, and the entity appears for only a few seconds, the creature's pale visage and almost luminescent skin tone is not unlike other cryptids we've witnessed before. Is this what the footage has captured? There is something distinctly creepy and alien about the way it both looks and is moving. A group of friends were on a trip, and during their travels, they made a stop to capture the beauty of the nearby fields. As they began recording the video, one of them spotted a black creature in the field. In the video, the creature can be seen dashing towards them, while the girls in the background scream and cry out in fear.
Oh, there it is. We've seen this thing before.
Dude, what is that?
Fucking Yeti. I'm not kidding. That thing's, we've seen it multiple times.
The black furred creature sprints across the field, prompting the group to start running as well. Looking back, they notice the creature vanishing into the field. After a while, it reappears, this time standing on its hind legs and making its way toward a bush. It hides behind the bush momentarily before emerging once again and heading back towards the forest. Upon close inspection, the creature was first moving on all fours, covered in thick black fur. Midway through the video, it changed to standing on two legs, revealing its impressive size and resemblance to a Bigfoot-like figure. The scene was undeniably terrifying for both the friends on the scene and those watching the footage. However, it's confusing why they continued recording when the Bigfoot-like creature clearly wanted them gone, or worse, could have viewed them as potential prey. A TikTok user posted this video on their profile, claiming they discovered the body of an alien. The video showcases an unusual creature lying lifeless in the snow. Its body appears child-sized, but its features are what is truly terrifying. With long arms, a small body, and a head resembling an alien, it's an eerie sight. When zooming in on its face, we notice a fish-like mouth and large empty eye sockets. The creature's one arm and eyeballs are missing, possibly due to decomposition after being there for a while. Despite its missing parts, the creature's overall appearance remains unsettling. Could this be an alien, or something even more unsettling than that? If you want to see more strange footage, then watch this.